You're not waiting to be ready. You're waiting to feel safe. And you'll wait forever. Because readiness, real readiness, doesn't come before the work. It comes inside it. Every day you delay, you're not preparing. You're rehearsing your own disappearance. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to take that word away from you. Forever. There's a project you've been planning for a year, maybe 2, maybe 5. You know exactly what it is. You could describe it in your sleep. But you haven't started. Not because you don't care, because you care too much. Because starting would make it real, and real things can fail. So you do what every unstarted person does. You research more. You read another book. You watch another video. You wait for the plan to feel complete. You tell yourself you're getting ready. And somewhere deep down, you know the truth. You're not preparing. You're hiding. Hiding inside preparation. Because preparation feels like progress, and it costs you nothing. Meanwhile, time passes. Birthdays pass. Years pass. The version of you who was going to start soon gets older, quieter, tireder. And one morning, you wake up and realize the scariest thing isn't failing at the thing. It's never having tried. It's becoming the person who talked about it for 20 years and never moved. That person, that ghost of unused life. That's what waiting actually costs. Here's what feeling ready actually is. It's your nervous system asking for permission to stay the same. That's it. That's the whole thing. Readiness is not a skill level. It's not a moment of clarity. It's not a sign from the universe. It's a chemical state your brain produces when it senses zero risk and zero discomfort. Which means, by definition, you will never feel ready for anything that matters. Because anything that matters involves risk. And your brain is hardwired to avoid risk. It will always find a reason. Always. Not enough research. Not enough experience. Not enough savings. Not enough confidence. The excuses rotate. The mechanism stays the same. But it gets darker. Modern culture has dressed this up in a beautiful new costume. It calls it self-care. It calls it honoring where you are. It calls it trusting the timing. These phrases sound healing, and they are quietly killing millions of people who use them as permission to never begin. Because here's the thing nobody wants to say. Most of the people giving you permission to wait are people who are also waiting. And they need you to wait with them. Otherwise, your action becomes a mirror they cannot look into. Your brain doesn't want you to move. The culture doesn't want you to move. Your past self has built an entire identity around the words, "Not yet." So if readiness is a lie your own mind tells you, how do you ever start? You start before you're ready. That's it. That's the entire answer. Not a method, not a framework, a single reversal. Action comes first, readiness arrives later. Somewhere mid-step, once you're already moving. Think about anything you've ever actually done in your life. The first day of a job, the first conversation with someone you loved, the first time you pushed yourself hard physically. You weren't ready. You were terrified. And then, 10 minutes in, an hour in, a day in, something in you adjusted. You found the ground. Not because you prepared, because you moved. That's how readiness actually works. It is a byproduct of action, never a prerequisite for it. Nearly 2,000 years ago, a Roman emperor wrote these words in his private journal. Words he never meant for anyone else to read. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations, Book 5. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain of if I'm going to do what I was born for? He wasn't writing for motivation. He was writing to himself. Because even an emperor woke up and didn't feel ready. Even the most powerful man in the ancient world had to negotiate with his own bed every single morning. And his answer, 2,000 years later, is still the only one that works. You don't wake up and feel ready. You wake up and do the thing you were born for, and readiness arrives somewhere in the middle of doing it. Readiness isn't a gate you walk through. It's a ground that forms under your feet. Only after you've already stepped off the cliff. 3 principles. That's all you need. 1. Decide in 5 seconds. The moment you identify something that needs to be done, your window to act is about 5 seconds. That's how long it takes your nervous system to start building excuses. After 5 seconds, you're no longer deciding, you're negotiating. And negotiation always ends with later. So move first, think second. Apologize to your overthinking self third, if at all. 2. Start smaller than your fear. Fear measures threats at the scale of outcomes. Writing a book triggers threat. Opening a blank document doesn't. Starting a business triggers threat. Reserving the domain name doesn't. Find the action so small your fear can't even see it. Then do it. Tomorrow, find one slightly bigger. Your fear only fights visible battles. Stay beneath its radar until you've built undeniable proof that you're already moving. 3. Collect evidence, not confidence. Stop waiting to feel confident before you act. Confidence is not a feeling you earn through thinking. It is a record you build through action. Every time you do the thing you didn't feel ready for, you add one entry to a file in your mind that says, I moved anyway. After enough entries, that file becomes louder than the fear. Not because you got braver, because you have proof. That's the whole method. 5 seconds, smaller than fear. Evidence, not confidence. You're not going to feel ready. You were never supposed to. Here's what I'm not going to promise you. I won't promise you won't be scared. I won't promise it gets easier. I won't promise one day you'll wake up and finally feel the thing you've been waiting to feel. You probably won't. Most people who do great things never felt ready. They just stopped waiting. What I will promise is this. In 30 days, you'll notice the 5-second window getting shorter. The gap between deciding and moving starts to shrink. In 6 months, you'll catch yourself starting things before your old self had even finished making excuses. In a year, you'll look back and realize fear is still there, but it no longer has a vote. It still speaks. You just stopped asking for its opinion. In 5 years, the thing you're currently waiting to feel ready for, that exact thing, will be something you did so long ago, you barely remember the fear. You won't become someone who feels ready. You'll become someone who stopped waiting for the feeling. There's something you've been waiting to do. You know exactly what it is. You're thinking about it right now. I can feel you doing it. And you already know that if you wait until tomorrow to decide, tomorrow you'll be waiting on the day after. That's what waiting does. It doesn't store up into readiness, it compounds into regret. So here's what matters. Not next week, not next Monday, not when the plan is perfect, not when you finish this video. 5 seconds after this video ends, that's your window. Not to finish the thing, just to take the smallest possible step toward it. Open the document, send the message, lace the shoes, make the call. If this is the kind of truth you want more of, you already know what to do. Now close this video and step before you're ready.